Hello everyone, this is Frank at WandererAstro. After several months of hard work, the automatic tilt adjustment fully integrated with Nina is finally released. Please download our latest WandererEmpire 2.3.7 or later. Once the installation is complete, you will be able to see our plugin in Nina. So how do you use this plugin to achieve fully automated tilt adjustment in Nina's advanced sequencer? Now let me walk you through everything step by step. First, after installing our software, go to the plugins sections in Nina. You will see that WandererAstro Tools is already installed. This plugin provides a method to control the Wanderer ETA through Nina Advanced Sequencer, enabling automatic tilt adjustment and preset application. The plugin currently provides two sequence instructions. The first one executes automatic ETA adjustment. This is basically the same as pressing this button here. When you add this instruction in Nina, it automatically presses that button for you. The second instruction applies a saved ETA preset. This lets you to automatically load a preset you saved earlier inside Nina. For example, let's say tonight I'm shooting IC1805 in the first half of the night and SH2-278 in the second half. Because the target altitude is different and because the CAA rotation angle is different, so they require different ETA values. In that case, you can add instructions in the sequence to apply presets for different targets. Now inside Nina, I will explain this in detail using my actual sequence. In the advanced sequencer, after installing the WandererEmpire, you can see it on the right. Automatic tilt adjustment for Wanderer ETA. As mentioned earlier, it contains two instructions. One executes automatic tilt adjustment and the other applies a preset. Let's start with applying a preset. Let's say I'm about to shoot IC1805. You've already adjusted everything beforehand and saved the correct ETA preset for it. Now just drag the Apply ETA preset instruction to the sequence and place it before, through, center, and rotate. This is very important. If you put it after centering, once centering finishes and ETA moves, your framing will change a little bit. So always adjust ETA first and then do throughing and centering. Okay, now inside this instruction, you will see two parameters. The first one is the ETA device ID. What does this mean? Currently, ETA supports up to 3 devices. You can see ETA 1, 2, 3 in our software. If you connect ETA in device 1, then it's ID 1. ID 2 and ID 3 work the same way. If you select ID 2 but your device is actually connected in ETA 1, then you will get an error. So simply select the one you are connected to. Next is Apply Preset. Select the preset you want to apply. Currently, we provide 5 presets. You will notice these names are synchronized with our software. For example, here I have IC1805 and SH2-278. You will see the same names here as well. If you rename a preset here, for example, if I change this to BBB, you will see it update here as well. Just keep in mind, you need to refresh the ID before the update appears. Alright, so this is a complete instruction. Now let's run the sequence and see what happens. Okay, it's running now. You can see that it automatically starts moving to the preset IC1805. Alright, let's stop the sequence. After it finishes, you can see the position is now at preset IC1805. That's it. This is the first instruction, and it's the one I personally recommend because it's very simple and very fast. So now let's move on to the next instruction, the automatic tilt adjustment instruction. As you should know, when using our software manually before Nina plugin is released, to make an automatic adjustment, you first go to the main panel and open Aberration Inspector and click Run Autofocus. After Aberration Inspector is complete, you click Automatic Tilt Adjustment in our WandererEmpire. When you put this into a sequence, the logic is exactly the same. You still need to run Aberration Inspector first. Latest version of Hocus Focus now supports adding aberration inspector into sequences. You will find it under the focuser section and add that into your sequence. And very importantly, it must be placed before apply ETA automatic adjustment, because the adjustment relies on the result from Hocus Focus. You absolutely cannot place it before aberration inspector or everything will be completely wrong. Okay? The results will be meaningless. So again, make sure run aberration inspector is placed first. Here again, you select the ETA ID. Just choose the ETA you are connected to. In my case, it's ID 1. Alright, now let's run the sequence. You can see that the aberration inspector is running automatically. While it's running, let's switch to WandererEmpire. You can see here there's an extra tab with two new parameters, confidence threshold and adjustment threshold. The confidence threshold means when automatic tilt adjustment is triggered from Nina's advanced sequencer to prevent incorrect adjustment caused by unreliable Hocus Focus results, we require a confidence threshold. This is similar to the autofocus R-square confidence. If your autofocus curve is poor, Nina will report autofocus failure, right, and revert to the previous focuser position. This is exactly the same idea. If the Hocus Focus result is poor, the data is unreliable, we just skip the adjustment. Only when the confidence is higher than the set threshold will the adjustment be executed. I generally recommend setting this to 95%. If you want to be less strict, you can set it to 90%. Below 90%, the adjustment becomes unreliable. The second parameter is the adjustment threshold. This one is also very important. This means that when the required adjustment is smaller than this threshold, we simply ignore it. Because tiny adjustments are often meaningless, if the calculated correction is very small, it's more likely to be error-driven, so we set a lower limit. Only when the required movement exceeds this threshold will the ETA actually move. In most cases, I recommend setting this to 10 microns. If your system has a slow F ratio like F7 or F8, you can try 20 or 30 microns. Alright, now aberration inspector is done. You can see that automatic tilt adjustment is applied in WandererEmpire. This entire process is fully automated. No manual intervention is needed. And that's it. And using these two instructions together, you can build a very powerful sequence. For example, you can run automatic tilt adjustment after a meridian flip or when after CAA rotation. By the way, I would like to give you a small tip. I recommend that you insert stop guiding before run aberration inspector and insert start guiding after ETA adjustment. This will make the sequence run faster, or you will waste time on waiting the guiding to settle. Additionally, when you want to do some iterations for automatic tilt adjustment in the sequence, remember to also insert multiple run aberration inspector, like one aberration inspector followed by auto adjustment, then another aberration inspector followed by another auto adjustment. Okay, that's all for today's tutorial. I hope it's helpful to you and see you next time.